Maravich with a whole quarter to work on his career high is only 3 points away from it. It's 96-81. Knicks have cut the margin in half. The Jazz once led it by 33. Well, there's Maravich hitting his 50th point. 1 away from a career high. His career high coming into the year was 50, but he had that 51-point game in December. Loose ball foul. Bob McAdoo called.
Both New York's big men are in foul trouble now. McAdoo has 4 personal fouls, and Lonnie Shelton has 4, as well as Pistol Pete Maravich.
8 seconds on the timer. Beard beats it across to Tom McMillan, drops the ball, and the Jazz picks it up, and that resets the timer. The Knicks with their 23rd turnover, Cal.
They had a good opportunity now. They sliced that lead down to 15. They could have cut to 13 on that play, but Bush didn't get that shot up in the air.
A jumper by the Pistol, a career high for Maravich. 52 points. Maravich with a new career mark, and he does it with 9 minutes left in the ball game. It's 100-83, New Orleans on top. And you folks watching on television tonight are seeing the best offensive game in Maravich's history. He's played professional ball for 7 years. 10 points for Tom McMillan. Again, it's only a 15-point margin, 100-85.
Well, Knicks have tried everything and everybody on the Pistol, and nobody's worked out too well.
He's still shooting. 54 and still counting. 8 minutes remaining. New Orleans by 17 points. Knicks need a streak.
A long streak.
Yeah. Tom McMillan. Well, he gets it started. It's back to 15. Tommy Mack with 12 points tonight. 102-87. The Pistol firing for 56. He's got it. 56 points.
Well, he's incredible. He had a cold streak for a while where he missed about 3 or 4 shots. Now he can't miss anything.
Pete Maravich has all of the points New Orleans has scored this quarter. He's had 50 or more points twice this year. The Knicks, the Jazz won both times. He's had 40 or more points 6 times. The Jazz won all 6. He has scored 30 points or better 26 times, and the team's record in those games is 18-8. So when Pistol does it, the Jazz do it. Here they go, and he gets a layup to hit 60. You're watching basketball history for Pete Maravich tonight, 60 big ones. And this is the highest single game for any player in the NBA this year. Tom McMillan short, and the rebound taken down by Otto Moore.
Pistol is great with the basketball, but he's also very good without the ball. You watch him get the ball up here, bump Dean off on that pick there. McMillan did not switch, and that's the result. Pistol's in for a layup.
Previous high game by any NBA player this year was 51. It happened twice, both by Maravich and also by Phil Smith of Golden State. Halfway through this final quarter, and Maravich is tripped, and he comes up holding his ankle. And wouldn't it be something if this fine player got hurt in a game where he had come up with a performance like this, but he got tangled up, and it looked like it was with Meminger, didn't it?
Nope, I think it was Tiki Burton came behind and reached in for the ball. Yeah, it's Tiki reaching in for the ball. He gets his foot, he twists his ankle a little bit coming down. I don't think it's too serious. I hope not anyhow.
And they're taking a look at him. Trainer Don Sparks is out there working on the Pistol. And
you watch again, Tiki steps on his foot here, reaching in, trying to get the ball right there. And he turned his ankle a little bit, but he's not hurt. Not bad.
Might have suffered a floor burn sliding like that, too. Here he is at the free throw line. And he just keeps scoring them. That's 61 points. He misses this one here. He's had a good night at the foul line, too. He's 14 of 16 from the free throw line. Tiki Burton has the ball knocked away. Lonnie Shelton tries to follow, can't do it. Otto Moore's pass out is blocked, but the Jazz recover it. Here's the Pistol. Sees some daylight, goes in, lay it up. Good. No, a charge. A charging foul on Pistol, and that is his 5th personal foul.
Well, you watch Pistol here. He makes a move. Tiki Burton trying to make a steal on him here. Tom McMillan moving over in position. Tough call. Could have gone either way, but it went against Maravich.
Rich Kelly is in for New Orleans. The ball knocked away.
No, Dean working hard on defense that time. He was fronting Pistol Pete, and that ball came in and went off of Dean's hands, they called. They're looking for him.
Aaron James inside. Look at that move! What a basket. He's got 63. He put the right spin on that ball.
He sure did.
Tiki Burden fires up and hits a Tiki with a long one. Tiki has contributed 7 points. It is 113 to 91. New Orleans on top. The crowd rooting for Pete every time he comes up the floor. Knicks trying to double team him now.
Dean has the task of trying to contain him, and that's a hard job to do.
Here he uses a pick and scores again. And look at his teammates rooting for him. Look at Coleman. Coleman leaped into the air when he scored. 65 for the Pistol. 2:14 remaining. The Pistol with 66 right now. Here's a basket for him if he can convert. 68 for Maravich. And a steal. Look at him fight for this ball. The Pistol's doing it all. A great ball game. Traveling. And the crowd is going wild here at the Superdome.
I wonder what kind of contract he's going to ask for after this ball game.
Well, he ought to call his agent in right away. Bonnie Shelton with a dramatic stuff shot. 122 to 97. Jazz on top. 1:45 to go, and it's just a question of how many the Pistol will score. Here he is with the basketball. He takes the shot. No good. He's forcing a little bit. There's no question about that, but he's making most of them anyway.
And he has to be tired right now.
Sure. Tiki Burden. Out to Pistol. Goes on a drive. He's out of the ball game. They called him with an offensive foul, and that will foul him out of the ball game with 1:18 to go. Listen to the hand he gets with 68 points.
So Pistol Pete scores a career-high 68 points, and it's still not enough?
Still not enough. The next day, his father is quoted as saying he could have scored 88 if he didn't miss all those easy shots. Pete looks back on it years later and in his autobiography, and he says, what was I supposed to do after that? Score 69? So again, it was a thankless task being Pete Maravich.
Plus he fouls out in the game. That's another amazing fact.
Well, today I think David Stern would have an investigation. He fouls out on, I've looked at the tape quite extensively, 2 lousy calls, offensive fouls to Tom McMillan.
How does it all end for Pete?
Well, he ends badly with the Celtics. He walks off, he's disgusted with the game, and it's almost as if the game is telling him, this is Larry Bird's rookie year, mind you, the game is telling him, hey, listen, pal, thanks, it's been nice, but we have a white hope now in Larry Bird. He goes off, he falls into a terrible depression, watching at home in Louisiana as the Celtics win championships now, and he's ringless. And one night he wakes up and he taps his wife on the shoulder and he says, honey, did you hear that? Pete, go back to sleep. No, honey, did you hear that? And to Pete, it's the voice of God. And however you want to interpret this psychologically or theologically, it changes Pete. And for the first time in his life, he knows some real happiness and some real peace. And he's able to make an authentic peace with his own father. And they become close in a way I think that they never had before. When Press Maravich is on his deathbed, Pete leans over and says, Dad, I'll see you soon. 7 months later, Pete Maravich is on a basketball court playing a pickup game in Pasadena when he drops dead. Apparently he had been born without one of 2 valve systems that are supposed to feed the heart. Most people that have this condition don't live past the age of 20. Pete was 40.
Mark, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
You are a fabulous writer. Mark Kriegel, the book is The Pistol, and we have enjoyed taking you back to these images of the great Pistol Pete Maravich. Thanks to all our guests. Enhanced content at MSG.com. And if you have any tapes that you think we'd like to see, send us an email. Al Trautwig will see you again soon in the vault.